go.
I'm here today to talk about Thomas Lanier Williams, aka Tennessee Williams. He was born on March 26, 1911 in Columbus, Mississippi. His parents, a shoe salesman and a minister, engaged in violent arguments that scared his sister Rose. His little sister Rose was then abused by their parents. They lived in a tense home with lots of fighting and constant violence and arguments. He then moved to New Orleans, where he found inspiration to write his books. He attended the University of Missouri to study journalism, but left because he failed ROTC. Williams withdrew from college and worked at an international shoe company. After working, he returned to college, studying at University of Iowa. He was depressed throughout his lifetime and struggled with being a drug and alcohol abuser because he received poor reviews on his books and plays. He had a boyfriend for 15 years named Merlot, and Merlot was his personal manager and secretary. When Merlot died from lung cancer, Williams became increasingly dependent on drugs and alcohol. He died at the age of 72 by choking on a bottle cap while being intoxicated in a hotel room. Tennessee Williams was known as America's most important dramatist.
Throughout his different works of literature, Tennessee Williams draws on different aspects of people throughout his life, like himself, Merlot, and his little sister Rose. And for example, in Streetcar Named Desire, one of the characters in the books is very active with self-destructive activities and participates in the abuse of alcohol and drug use. Although one of the connections of the book with his life is that when he moved to New Orleans, he loved the city a lot, and it became the setting for A Streetcar Named Desire. Another connection is when he disliked his warehouse job, it was really influential on his life because Tom Wingfield, who is a character in A Streetcar Named Desire, follows nearly the exact same path that Williams himself took. In fact, Tennessee actually gave the character the same first name that he was originally given when he was born, which is Tom. And he uses a lot of his early life in his plays. A common setting that he uses is the South, which he uses a lot of Southern characters, and the character Stanley Kowalski portrays a lot of the rough, poker-playing, manly qualities that his own father possessed. And in the characters Laura and Amanda, it's very close similarities between his mom and his little sister Rose. And once again, with the character Tom Wingfield, he has a lot of struggles and aspirations that maybe don't necessarily come true, and Tennessee Williams objectifies his own life and puts it into his different works.
Tennessee Williams was an award-winning author. He was made one of the major playwrights of the 20th century with his first two plays, A Streetcar Named Desire and The Glass Menagerie. He was one of the founders of New Drama, and he pushed drama into a new direction than it originally was in the time period. And people were saying that theater everywhere had never been the same, even 20 years after he wrote Streetcar. And he won a lot of awards for Streetcar, like the Pulitzer Prize and the New York Drama Critics Circle Award. And it was the second play to win them both in the same year. He also won the Donaldson Award in 1948 for A Streetcar Named Desire. And people were saying that you couldn't imagine a time when Streetcar didn't exist because it was that influential. And his other plays, like The Glass Menagerie, also won the Pulitzer Prize in 1955, and the New York Drama Circle Award, Best Play of the Season in 1945. It also won the Sidney Howard Memorial Award and the Donaldson Award. His play, Cat on the Hot Tin Roof, also won a Pulitzer Prize and a Tony Award, and The Night of the Iguana also won a Tony Award. So his plays were very well known, and he was really influential for playwriters.
Tennessee Williams has a couple of quotes. He says, "I don't understand my life, past or present, nor do I understand life itself. Death seems more comprehensible to me." This is really important in his life because it shows his addiction to alcohol and drugs, and that's what he turned to when he had no other consolation. And he also says, "Why did I write? Because I found life unsatisfactory." He shows in his writing his violence that he grew up with and his depression that he's always dealing with. He has a few plays, more than a few. Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, The Glass Menagerie, and Streetcar are some of his most famous ones. Cat on a Hot Tin Roof contains his typical elements of violence, depression, and it shows his personal life. In The Glass Menagerie, his play is influenced by his experiences living in the Great Depression. His father was often absent, as seen by his character counterpart in The Glass Menagerie. The play tells the story of Tom, his disabled sister, Laura, and the controlling mother, Amanda, who tries to make a match between Laura and the gentleman caller. Many people believe that Tennessee used his own familial relationships as inspiration for the play. His own mother, who is often compared to the controlling Amanda, allowed doctors to perform a frontal lobotomy on Tennessee's sister Rose. The event greatly disturbed Williams, who cared for Rose throughout most of her adult life. And the Rose Tattoo is another one of his plays that he really shows himself in. And the title is significant because his sister's name was Rose. And he truly, truly cared for her and was still an older brother to her, even though she was an adult and could take care of herself. This is Tennessee Williams.
Welcome to A Streetcar Named Desire.